All right, so in this video, I'm just going to discuss a few examples of how to graph linear functions. Um, Really, there's three ways. I'll go ahead and show you all three. So let's start with just f of x right here. So the first one I'm going to show you is just using a basic understanding of geometry. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, this function is in slope-intercept form, right? Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so we know our slope or rate of change is 3 over 4. This means delta y is 3 and delta x is 4, or what you more commonly refer to as rise and run, right? And we know b, which is our y-intercept, is this negative 4 here. Okay, we're going to use those two numbers to just kind of plot this out. So I'm going to start with the y-intercept. I know it's y equals negative 4, and I'm just going to count to the next point on this graph using delta y over delta x. So plus 1, 2, 3 over 4, which would be over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I know that's the next point on my graph. And I just continue doing that. So I'm going to go plus 3, plus 4, plus 3, plus 4, and so on and so on and so on. And we can also count back the other way. I can also say instead of positive 3 over positive 4, I can say minus 3 over minus 4, or negative. Some people are picky about the language they use. So minus 3, minus 4 to come back this other way. And we see it still lines up real nicely. See if I can connect these in a not so stupid manner. Okay, and there you have it. So there's your graph, right? That's one way to do it. Another way to do it would be to do this basically by just calculating and plotting points using what's called a T-chart or an input-output table, where x is your input, f of x is your output, right? So when x is, let's say, I don't know, 0, right? And I'm going to use multiples of 4 just because this slope has a denominator of 4. So when x is 0, y is negative 4. So I can go ahead and plot that. So when x is 0, y is negative 4. And you see that we had already come to that conclusion using the method that we used a second ago. Whenever x is 4, again, I'm counting in 4s because it's convenient for that denominator of 4. When x is 4, right, well, let's plug in. So 3 over 4 times 4, that's just going to be 3. So I have 3 minus 4, right? And that's going to give me negative 1. So whenever x is 3, y is negative 1. And that puts me in the same place more or less. Oops, not when x is 3. What's the matter with me? Whenever x is 4, sorry, y is negative 1. And you see that puts me in the same place as when I was counting with the slope, plus 3, plus 4. Okay, and we just keep going like that. What about when x is 8? Okay, so whenever x is 8, well, now I have 3 over 4 times 8. 8 over 4 is 2, times 3 is 6, minus 4 is 2. So we have the next point, 8 by 2. And again, we see plus 3 plus 4. So it still works, right? So that's another way that we can go ahead and just graph, on graph paper. And you can see I missed the dots. My tablet's not always that great. But anyway, so that's another method, okay, is by using a table. Now, the simplest method that we can use, just involves a graphing calculator, right? So if I just go here to graph, and obviously if you don't have a graphing calculator, this is going to be kind of tough. But I just go here to graph, and I need to make this smaller just because, there we go. So we can see all the, oh, dang it. So we can see all the buttons. So be real careful how I move that around. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. So 3 Here, let's do this. Control divide 3 over 4 x minus 4. And I just hit enter. It grabs it for me. That's cool and everything, but how do I transfer from this calculator onto this graphing paper? Let's pretend that's what this is. Well, all I'm going to do is just hit Control T for table, and we see it gives us all the values that we could possibly need. So at 0, y is -4. At 0, y is -4. Okay. And then we have at 4, if I scroll down here, 4, and this is why earlier I was counting by 4s, because look, we get these ugly decimals if I don't. But if I count by 4s, I get nice, cute whole numbers. Anyway, so when x is 4, y is -1. Whenever x is 8, y is -2. 8, y is +2. I'm an idiot. Okay, and I mean, we're getting the exact same numbers as we would have either way. Okay, so that does it for this video. If you need more examples or anything of how to graph a function out with any of these 3 ways, or if you're just not sure about something you saw in this video, you know how to reach me. Send me an email or come and see me in my classroom. Otherwise, goodbye.